What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jason Rupain, and I am back for a few seconds of a time. No, I am still alive. I didn't disappear. I didn't drop YouTube. As you can see, I have still been uploading. It's just Pinkster podcast took a bit of a step back from this. So yeah, I just wanted to come back and check in with you guys, and I have a testimony, and I've been disobedient in the sense of that I'm supposed to motivate somebody else with it. And it was difficult for me. That's why it took so long for me to come back here and speak about it to somebody who is also going through the same thing. So I want to first make a disclaimer. I am not a licensed person. I'm not in the medicine field. I was not diagnosed. But after my own research and my own feelings, I do know that I suffer from a form of depression. It's not something I'm afraid of. It's not something I'm ashamed of. But it is something that I deal with on a daily basis. And meeting new people and old friends, I realized that depression is not something that is just for one person, and it's not something that people openly want to admit that they have, So I I I was supposed to give it long time to somebody, to play somebody, but because of different circumstances that I did not. So let me get into why I'm here with this. Um, so a few months back, and in my life, when something goes wrong with me, I usually I tend to lay down. I go lay, and not physically lay, but I lose motivation. I lose my drive to do something, and that is not something that I want to share easily, but it's because recently I have been seeing and experiencing more and more that it's not only me, and the difficult thing is that nobody wants to talk about it, and nobody wants to admit it. So I think I should be at least one. So a few months back, something happens in my life that I allowed, that I made a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's more of, in time you will probably see what happened in my life. But it it affected me. It wasn't something that was supposed to happen now, and things happen, and I get in this depressed mode. And you know what was so it was so hard for me to get out of it. I'm still fighting it right now, because I don't know how to, I wasn't, how can I say, I never taught myself how to deal with things going wrong properly. My coping mechanics, if I can say like that, was to go lay, to feel depressed, to go lay in my room, in a dark room, and not talk about it. And for this a few months now that I'm feeling this way, I overcame it in a different way. So I'm scrolling, and I'm laying in this mull, in this void that I can't get out of, and this lack of motivation to do something. I'm scrolling, and a few times a verse comes up on Instagram, it comes up on TikTok, and it's about Elijah. And when people were saying Elijah had depression, and for me, coming out of a Pinkster church, a Pentecostal church, our churches don't recognize. I'm not trying to say take shots at any church, but our churches don't recognize such diseases, or what illnesses, or sicknesses, if I can say it like that. That we don't recognize things like that, and so we never speak about it. And for me, for people to reference Elijah with depression was something different to me. And so that made me go and read the Bible. This made me go and actually go research what actually happened. Why is people saying so? And it came and then I read the verse. The verse is in First Kings 19. That's the full verse. If you want to go read it, I'll put it up here as well. But it simply says Elijah was doing God's work, right? And people were trying to kill him for it. They were hunting him down. They wanted him dead. So he had to flee out of his city and he went into the wilderness. And in the wilderness, he said, Lord, I want to die now. I'm finished. Can you just stop my life here right now? And which struck me so, because a lot of times that I've been going through this, I do feel that, and it's not only now, it's been through my whole life, but I've never been able to recognize it as in this can be something more serious than just me feeling this way, if you know what I mean. I just feel like, no, it's just a feeling, get over it, you will just, but in Elijah's case, he felt like I want to die. And I know that as I'm saying this now, that it's not only me that feels this way and that it felt this way, so I just wanted to share this, and then because I don't want to be selfish. And if you read further on in the passage, the passage says he fell asleep against a tree, and when he woke up, an angel of the Lord woke him up, and he woke up with food next to him. And he fell asleep again. He ate and fell asleep again. He woke up the second time and he fell asleep again. And when he woke up the second time, he ate again. And then he fell asleep again. But the second time, the angel told him he has to eat because the road is going to be too long for him. I might be misquoting this because I just wrote down a few notes, and so I apologize if I am. But what was so powerful in this, I just want to encourage a young person that is feeling the way I feel and the way I felt throughout periods of my life, God is not unfair. God is not unfair in his ways, Sometimes, most of the times, things we do, we brought upon ourselves, and we can't admit that it was ourselves, but we try to fix it on our own, which is a different problem. If God is a forgiving God and is also a patient God, how many times did Elijah lay down and he felt like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. He felt like I want to die. But in his hardship, in his time that he felt, I don't want to do this anymore, God still provided him with food. God still provided him in his wilderness. So where you are in that void, if you feel like you don't want to do this anymore, please speak to somebody. There is help, There is ways to overcome depression. There is ways to overcome suicide. And a lot of times that I want to say this is that it's better for me to talk to you than to talk to your grave. And that is a quote I saw a lot of times, but it never struck as deep as I'm growing now older, So I just want to encourage somebody, please, if you do feel so, it's okay to feel so, but you have to speak to somebody. You have to get out of it. Apostle Paul said, why would you want to continue laying when you can stand up and there's grace for you by Jesus? A lot of the times we try to do a lot of other things. We try to do our own methods, our own ways to get to a solution, but we don't try God, And I don't want to preach and think, feel like it's just I'm preaching to you because I can say these things because I'm feeling this from a personal perspective, and I know that I'm not alone. So if you feel you can't anymore, if you've tried everything, I would suggest you try God, because there is life there for you, man. You know, it's better. I can speak as because I've been. It will this will probably shock a lot of people, but because nobody can if you know me personally, you won't say these things, and that is how it is in for a lot of people. I can see it, because like a lot of people suffer from it, but they will never tell you. So you are not alone. You are not you can be whatever race, you can be whatever age, you can be whatever gender, whatever you feel you are not alone. But please, if you do feel that you can't do this anymore, I would urge you to try God. But even if you don't want to do that, try get help. There's social lines, there's phone numbers you can call, and people that will help you. But yeah, so that was a piece of my testimony, and that is something that is very close to my heart, and I wanted to bless somebody with that. I hope it is of benefit to you. And if it is that you have a friend that you know in your heart is dealing with something as well, you take what I said, come give it to them, say it back to them, or whatsoever. Just help them, because as we are Christians, and as we as people, we are first human beings before we are Christians, before we must have love. So before we are anything else, we are humans, and we have love. So help somebody, you know. And that is from my side. I didn't want it to be too long, but here we are. So be blessed with this. Really, it's something that is very deep for me, and I want people to admit it, because how you can solve a problem is to first admit, and then the solution will come, you know. So be blessed, keep well. I will try and be a lot more active here on YouTube, so look out for that. And if you want to, please like the video and share it and subscribe. Put on the bell notification for more. Thank you very much for watching and listening. See you. Bye.